In other news tonight, Minnesota voters will decide next year whether to ban gay marriage. The Minnesota House voted late last night to put a constitutional amendment on the 2012 election ballot. Pat Kessler is at the Capitol for us tonight. And Pat, you weren't sure which way this would go yesterday.
Yeah, and this went in favor of people who support a constitutional ban on gay marriage. The House voted 70-62 to put that amendment before voters. It will ask them whether to legally define marriage as the union of only one man and one woman. There were 6 hours of emotional debate, culminating in a late-night protest against lawmakers who voted yes. Anger erupted in the moments after the vote. Republicans emerging from the House accompanied by armed guards, taunted by demonstrators. The end of an emotional debate marked by tension and tears. Opponents of the gay marriage ban revealing personal stories of discrimination, including one lawmaker with a deformed right hand. He said he's been treated differently his entire life.
I understand discrimination. I've experienced discrimination, and I have felt discrimination.
The mood was somber when gravely wounded Iraq War veteran John Kriesel stood on artificial legs, breaking with fellow Republicans and voting no.
This amendment doesn't represent what I went to fight for. This doesn't represent that. Hear that out there? That's the America I fought for, and I'm proud of that.
Supporters sat mostly silent. None explained why they oppose gay marriage, only that voters should decide whether to make it illegal in the Constitution.
As passionate as those people are outside who you hear right now, there are just as many on both sides of this issue. What are we afraid of? Are we afraid to let Minnesotans discuss this and vote?
The House has spent a lot of time in the last week on the gay marriage amendment, culminating in that successful vote in favor of it last night. Not so successful, Dennis, the budget. There is not a lot of progress on the budget, not any visible progress. It doesn't look like at this point they'll get it done by the time they adjourn tomorrow at midnight. So two things going in two different directions here.
What about that, Pat? What happens if they don't pass the budget?
Minnesota does have to have a budget eventually, but they will probably, unless there's a miracle tonight, end the session without one. The governor can call a special session if he needs to and if there is a budget agreement. But if there isn't one, Dennis, by July 1st, there would be a state government shutdown. And in fact, a couple of lawmakers today introduced bills preparing for such a government shutdown if that happens.
Okay, Pat. Thanks for all the updates there. Appreciate that.
There it is.